and I can only watch helplessly and do nothing. The cameras in Qingdao also make it impossible to learn what's going on there. Miles away, he can only scream helplessly. Just because of this terrifying ghost. Others can't see it at all. This is The Cry of 2025, the latest niche horror film co-produced by Spain and Argentina. Once the film was released, it won 8 awards at the Berlin Film Festival. Pedro, who directed for the first time, won the Best Newcomer Director in one fell swoop with this debut. The film not only retains the tense and suspenseful atmosphere of Spanish films, it also incorporates the slow and steady narrative of Argentina. The audience is constantly torn between expectation and fear. Create a unique visual and psychological experience. Then we won't talk much. Hurry up and forward it to your most timid friends to watch together. So here we go. The girl went home listening to the song as usual. But then this strange cry suddenly came from nearby. But I looked around and saw no one crying. Feeling creepy, he quickly listened carefully. And the crying stopped abruptly when he took off the earphones. Anna had to put on the earphones again to confirm. It's still soothing songs. She thought she was hallucinating and no longer wanted to turn away, but I don't know that the crisis is quietly approaching. Anna, who was bored at night, recorded a report video for her boyfriend, but when the boyfriend looked at it, he said that there was someone else in his room. He thought the other party was joking, so he opened it and checked it. But I found that there was a figure in the corner of the video. Anna hurriedly turned her head to look. I saw that in addition to the door playing, there is nothing unusual in the house. At first, he thought it was a coincidence that his family had been recorded. But after watching the video carefully again, I found that the figure was standing in the toilet position on the other side of the room. And because the video is too blurry, no matter how you zoom in, you can't see the other party's face. The more he thought about it, the more afraid he became. He hurriedly went to the living room to ask. His father simply said that he did go over and take a look just now. It turned out that Anna accidentally learned that the two were just his adoptive parents and had been kept in the dark. Let Anna be cold to them recently. At his strong request, old people can only contact their parents without Mary, but what I got was the news that the other party committed suicide a few days ago. It turns out that Mary is pregnant. Court sentenced to 20 years for murder. But the strange thing is that as soon as he was released from prison, he returned to the disease as soon as possible, died in the apartment where he was arrested. Even more coincidentally, the apartment is located near where Anna heard her cries during the day. He decided to go to the building together after his boyfriend came back. Just because Anna is full of resentment towards her adoptive parents at this time, he thinks it's because he contacted too late. I just missed the chance to see my mother again. Angry, he plans to delete the other party's photo clippings directly, but accidentally found in the corner of all the photos. The strange figure in the video last night appeared. This suggests that the other party not only broke into the home, been snooping for a long time. Feeling creepy, he hurriedly looked around nervously in private. But after observing for a long time, I didn't see anyone nearby. He had to tell his boyfriend about the strange situation. The other party immediately expressed their desire to come back immediately after hearing it. But just as Anna was talking, she saw the ghost appear in her boyfriend's room. But the boyfriend who looks back can't see each other for the next second. It was soon determined to be a common burglary. But Anna was in no mood to argue at this time. It was because of this that he suddenly realized that the ghost could only be seen under the camera. When I saw this, I quickly took out my mobile phone and took a picture around. My friends are in a nervous state and they are confused. But no one believed Anna's words at all. He had no choice but to find out the truth on his own. When I get home, I keep turning on the selfie and staring at the phone. But not sleeping for long periods of time made him reach his limit quickly. After a while, Anna could no longer hold on to falling asleep. But I didn't see it not long after I closed my eyes. The ghost came up from behind him. Then put your hand on your shoulder and stroke it lightly. Unfortunately, the screen just happened to be completely dormant for this matter. This horrifying scene was not filmed. Although Anna woke up safe and sound again, but she also failed to obtain evidence of ghosts around her. The family thought it was just a stimulated hallucination of Anna. Subsequent investigations confirmed this conjecture. After their investigation, they found that Mary had been mentally ill before her death, and he also has a sister who lives in history. If Anna is unfortunate, she can meet this aunt for verification. Hearing this, Anna also began to question whether she was inherited. But one day my friends were throwing a party. Strange things happen again. The three relaxed after the show were planning to go home. But at this time, the mobile phone playing the song heard the familiar cry again after a burst of noise. And this time, his friend's confirmation made him realize that he was not hallucinating. Looking at the unexplored apartment not far away, he realized that the answer to everything probably lies here. Soon, several people followed the house number to find the room where Mary died. The weird thing is that the door is locked quietly. Accompanied by her friend, Anna summoned up the courage and walked in. But after a while, he seemed to have discovered something terrifying. The camera can be turned. Everything that happened before was a student's film and television work. The teacher said that this graduation work should also be based on this standard, and that puts so much pressure on Judy to be uninspired. With the camera in his hand, he's taking pictures around without a clue. But just then, he suddenly saw a girl waiting for a bus. The other party's melancholy expression made him feel extremely suitable to be the heroine of a horror movie. Judy immediately got out of the car and caught up, just as he was wondering how to say girl. But suddenly I realized that I don't need the consent of the other party at all. He can use candid photography to make a final horror film. Random Judy started a lot of tracking in candid photography. And for the effect of the work, I also found his phone number according to the girl's residence. Then often called to harass but don't make a sound.
Hello? Hello?
This will create the illusion that the other party has encountered a paranormal event. But on this day when he was doing his daily tracking, a strange cry suddenly came from the earphones. And this is exactly where the cries in the previous winners show up. But he didn't have time to think about it. Just because it was delayed for a while, Mrs. Gong almost lost her. The girl simply returned home as usual. Julie found the right moment and flipped in. But this time, the candid photo happened by accident. I saw an old man with a wrinkled face slowly squatting beside the girl. He thought the other party was taken care of and didn't care. But the next second, the old man looked over in an instant. Judy, who was found, quickly fled the place in a panic. And when he got home, the more he thought about it, the worse it was. Quickly dig out the previous video and check it carefully. And they found this guy in every single video, and they were staring at him. Only then did Judy realize that his whereabouts may have been exposed long ago. It's just that I've been caught up in the creation and haven't been aware of it. He was so upset that he decided to confess to the girl. I didn't expect the two to gradually get along before they could tell the poetry. After becoming a good friend, he was too embarrassed to say it again. It is conceivable that the girl happens to be named Mary, and there happen to be figures and cries beside him. Is the content in horror movies actually real? But this bizarre idea was rejected as soon as it appeared.
Yes, mucho ese edificio. Sí, no sé. Dame la vibra.
So the time has come soon. A few days later, Judy noticed that Mary's face was covered in bruises. Apparently beaten. Looking at each other's unspeakable appearance, Judy thought it was the old man who kept him.
¿Qué dice? ¿Qué viejo?
Seeing that the other party is still dead and refuses to admit it. In a hurry, Judy took it straight home. Tell the truth about the previous candid shooting. and before Marinome's figure appeared,
¿Él te pegó?
Judy saw this and decided to take Mary to the police. But then the other party's words are creepy. Directly in, and before we figure out what's going on, Judy died tragically on the spot in an instant. Mary, who wanted to escape, was also instantly stopped in place. But I can't see anything around. Only in the recording equipment can an old man be seen hugging him from behind. Damn, Mary broke free and fled the place. But at the moment, he doesn't know where to go. Just because Mary has been wanted as a murderer, afraid to go home, he had to call for help. But my father didn't believe Mary's nonsense either. Only let the wife come back quickly and turn herself in. After hearing this, he could only despair and let his father take care of his sister, then hang up quickly and turn away. Then he suddenly remembered the strange apartment that Judy had mentioned earlier. Cornered, Mary can only find it with a try mentality. Only to find out, the door is locked. He simply found the high and low transformer boxes on the side. Immediately climbed down the steps to the balcony on the second floor. I don't know that this is the room shown by Anna in the winning entry. After being vacant for a long time, the power in the room has long been cut off. He can only slowly grope towards you by the weak light of the lighter. After opening one of the doors, but I saw a girl kneeling in the corner facing the wall, and it was the ghost sitting by the bed. Mary saw this and ran out of the house in fright, only to find a few crying women blocking the way. He had no choice but to quickly hide in the side room. Then he immediately opened the curtains and tried to escape through the window. But as the light shone in, I saw that the inner diameter of the room was densely packed with a large number of women standing. Judy, who had just died, was also among them. They all cried and reached out to Mary for help. But no one dares to approach. The next second, the old man barged in. Then he grabbed Mary by the neck and dragged her out. When he looked back, he found himself thrown out of the house. But I didn't wait for Mary to react. It was dragged down by an invisible force around it. Until he was finally completely beaten out of the palace and prison. And the police just happened to be patrolling here. That's how Mary got backlogged for murder. Fast forward 20 years later. Mary began to wonder about herself soon after her release from prison, and his sister Bella has recently begun to be tortured by the ghost. He wasn't alone this time. Bella gets a call from Anna's adoptive parents. Just a few days ago, his niece also deserted him. They vowed to find out the truth behind it. And what that ghost is the embodiment of a mental illness that's been passed down from generation to generation, actual bloodshed, by themselves. Or are there really evil spirits at work in the dark? The film doesn't provide a clear answer. These can only be judged by intelligent netizens.